Hello and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Michaela Sherman. In today's top story, the Leon County School Board unanimously votes against the resolution to not arm teachers in schools. The resolution was signed by Superintendent Rocky Hanna and all 5 school board members. The district vote goes against the school safety bill signed by Governor Scott in early March. Part of the bill creates a school guardian program allowing trained school workers to carry handguns. Superintendent Hanna says arming school employees who are not trained can be dangerous. The number of homelessness is continuing to increase in the Tallahassee community. According to Executive Director Jacob Rutner, at the Kearney Center, within the first month of 2018, the center saw an increase of 419 people compared to an average of 375. Matthew Tutterow explains different ways residents can give back in the community and help decrease these numbers.
Get involved, talk with them. They're human beings. So many people don't want to acknowledge or walk up to someone experiencing homelessness. But get involved with the organizations, Kearney Center, CCYS, Big Bend Homeless Coalition. Working on affordable housing is huge too.
There are a total of 17 homeless shelters in Tallahassee providing services year-round. According to the Big Bend Homeless Coalition, the main issue of homelessness in Tallahassee is due to a lack of affordable housing. In efforts to ensure affordable housing, the Tallahassee City Commission is crafting a new funding source for housing projects. One major project underway that will enhance affordable housing options is the redevelopment of the Orange Avenue Public Housing Complex. Columbia Residential Incorporated has developed a master plan that will improve access to area amenities. The plan also calls for construction of 390 mixed-income units on existing sites and an increase of 190 units over current development. Several changes to the historic neighborhood of Frenchtown involving the sale of hundreds of acres of land are raising concerns for residents on gentrification. Giselle Thomas tells us more.
Residents of Frenchtown and Tallahassee locals gathered on a property worth over $400,000 to protest against the sale of 0.87 acres of land. The crowd was upset about the miscommunication between authorities and residents. Rodney Landers, a native of Frenchtown, says he is concerned about the leadership within the city of Tallahassee.
My main concern today is that good governance calls for people to be heard, all of those, and especially those who will be affected both socially and culturally by any action of the city government.
The protests continued at a city commission meeting where supporters of the preservation of Frenchtown spoke on their disappointment regarding the miscommunication between the city, contractors, and residents. Tallahassee City Commissioner Curtis Richardson says that the residents should embrace the change within Frenchtown.
Embrace the change that is happening all over this community at the same time. And so trying to balance those two oftentimes competing forces is difficult, but we wanted to give the community an opportunity to have more input into how this development would go forward.
Frenchtown is under gentrification, and currently there are several projects in the works. The question is, will these new changes preserve the aspects of this historically black community?
Part of this land does belong to the city and also private property owners. City commissioners have said that this deal will go through, although it was deferred until April 26th. This is Giselle Thomas for News 20 at 5.
Numerous construction projects are currently underway in the Frenchtown area, including a 5-story 88 apartment called Canassis Village at Brevard and Macomb Street. Florida is looking to bring changes to the test that students can substitute for the state Algebra 1 and Language Arts exam early August 1st. High school students will no longer be allowed to use their PERT scores in place of their Algebra 1 exam. Instead, they can submit SAT and ACT math results if they fail the state assessment. The passing scores of the SAT and ACT could increase with students taking different sections of the test than in the past. The proposed revision is scheduled to come before the Florida Board of Education in May. As Florida ranks the 3rd highest trafficking destination in the country, according to Florida Department of Health statistics, a coffee shop in downtown Stamford is turning the issue into a great cause. The pallet coffee shop sales and even tips are going towards helping victims of human trafficking. The owner, Tina Kadoff, has donated $36,000 to help victims since opening up her shop a little more than 2 years ago. Kadoff said her mission is to empower survivors and bring them hope. Coming up on News 20 at 5, the latest on President Trump and how he feels about DACA, and a look at new details involving the fatal shooting of Stephon Clark. Thank you and stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
President Trump took to Twitter to express his thoughts and feelings, stating that there will be no deal with Democrats on the Deferred Action for Children Arrivals, also known as DACA. In a series of tweets, Trump says DACA is dead, calling on Mexico to enforce border security laws, also blaming Democrats for a dead DACA deal. President Trump had this to say and more.
Mexico has got to help us at the border. If they're not going to help us at the border, it's a very sad thing between two countries. Mexico has got to help us at the border. And a lot of people are coming in because they want to take advantage of DACA. And we're going to have to really see. They had a great chance. The Democrats blew it. They had a great chance. But we'll have to take a look. But Mexico has got to help us at the border. They flow right through Mexico.
President Donald Trump is also directing Republicans to pass tough anti-immigration legislation. In the fatal shooting of Stephon Clark, a recent autopsy report is now raising new questions involving the shooting. Joe Khalil tells us more.
The truth is a crucial step into getting justice.
For the first time, a scientific look at the death of Stephon Clark. The 22-year-old Sacramento man shot and killed in his grandmother's backyard, hit 8 times by Sacramento police officers' bullets.
6 of the bullets, like you could see in the body diagram, exhibited gunshot wounds of entrance in the back.
Dr. Bennett Omalu, hired by the Clark family to do an independent autopsy on Stephon's body, says the forensic evidence, entrance and exit wounds, show Clark couldn't have been advancing toward officers when they opened fire, which contradicts the Sacramento police version of what happened.
His left side facing the officers. So the first shot he received would be number 7 to the left side and back of his chest.
Omalu says Clark didn't die right away, adding the minutes police waited before requesting medical aid might have been a window of time in which Clark could have been saved.
Every minute you wait decreases the probability of survival.
Community leaders like Nicole Clavo, who herself lost a child to gun violence, say the autopsy results were difficult to hear.
And from what this autopsy report says, he wasn't even a threat.
Part of getting to a place of healing is part of really uncovering truth, right? Today was some truth.
Sacramento police have decided not to comment until the county coroner's office releases its own autopsy report.
Both police officers involved in the fatal shooting have since been placed on administrative leave. At least 18 Palestinians were killed after clashes with Israeli forces along the Gaza border. This violence erupted after thousands of Palestinians marched towards the border ahead of what was supposed to be a mass sit-in. According to reports, some Palestinians started throwing stones. The Palestinian Health Ministry says more than 1,000 people were injured in the incident. This was the deadliest day in Gaza since the 2014 war. In lighter news, a Chinese woman who went missing as a toddler finally reunites with her family after nearly 24 years. The young woman disappeared in 1994 as her parents were selling fruit in a market in the city of Chengdu. Though a long search lasting for almost 2 decades, the family reunites in southwestern China after her father became a ride-sharing driver, handing out leaflets to people in the community about his daughter's disappearance. After the long-awaited reunion, the family was full of excitement and emotion. Coming up at News 20 at 5, we will check out the latest in sports from Asia Collins involving upcoming spring games from FAMU and a look at the new NCAA national champions. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Welcome back to News 20 at 5. I'm Asia Collins with your sports. The FAMU Rattlers are gearing up for the new spring season scrimmage games, preparing for new beginnings for the football program. The Rattlers are practicing throughout this month and are soon to kick off their annual Orange and Green game. This kicks off the first official season under a new administration with head coach Willie Simmons. After finishing 3-8 last season, the Rattlers are looking to implement new strategies and plans for the upcoming season. Exciting news for the Florida State Seminoles quarterback DeAndre Francois. He says he's ahead of the schedule of rehabilitation process from his left knee and injury and believes he will be completely healed by the summer. Francois suffered a season-ending injury during last season's game opener against Alabama. As Francois works his way back into shape, he plans to regain his role as FSU's starting quarterback with strong competition from James Blackman and Bailey Hawkman this fall. The Villanova Wildcats are the new NCAA national championship in basketball after defeating the Michigan Wolverines 79-62. Michigan cuts Villanova's lead to 12 before sophomore guard Deontay DiVincenzo dominated the game, scoring 31 points, fielding a comeback in the first half, continuing to put on a show in the second half, leading them to earn this #1 spot. This is Villanova's second national title in 3 seasons. The Boston Celtics will have to go through the playoffs without Kyrie Irving. The star point guard will need surgery on his left knee and miss the rest of the regular season and postseason. In upcoming surgery, 2 screws will be removed. They were implanted after Irving's patellar fracture during the 2015 NBA Finals. This is Irving's first season in Boston after he demanded to be traded from Cleveland. With Irving out for the season, the Celtics are hoping to make a run at the conference title following last year's loss to Cleveland in the conference finals. UFC star Conor McGregor is now released from custody on a $50,000 bail after an arraignment on assault of criminal mischief and charges stemming from an altercation at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. McGregor was charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor assault and 1 count of felony criminal mischief after he turned himself in. He was caught on camera throwing a hand dolly through the window of a bus carrying UFC fighters. This judge has since ordered McGregor to stay away from the fighters, including via social media. Tiger Woods has made a return to the golf after competing in this year's 2018 Masters tournament. During round 3 of the tournament, Woods shot an even par 72 and hit 12 of 18 green. Although Woods struggled to remain in the top 40, Woods was able to participate in this year's tournament for the first time since April 2015 and since recovering from back surgery just 6 months ago. That's all I have for sports. Back to you, Michaela.
Thank you, Asia. Coming up after the break, find out what the Tallahassee Senior Center has in store for seniors in the community. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
The Tallahassee Senior Center is implementing a new program called Upslide to help identify and support senior citizens who are combating loneliness. The program will be a 3-year program, and senior citizens will be able to participate in a chat and support groups, line dancing activities, art projects, and fitness groups. The program plans to start this month and help reconnect senior citizens within the community. That's going to do it for us tonight. For Asia, I'm Michaela, and thanks for watching. And remember to also follow us at FAMUTVnews.com for more news updates. Have a great evening.